Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a little special one for you, something I've been wanting to test out for a while, but this guy here, ultra high definition ceramic coating, wasn't actually available in Canada until very recently, so but I've been wanting to compare it to Cquartz Lite, which has been extremely impressive for me in both the long-term ceramic test on the car, which is coming up to a year now, and also just for the price to ease of use, for for how much you get. You get a fair bit of this one, 100 mils, but this is still 150, which is a lot considering how little you use. But we're going to test it out today with one of my test panels here. Each one is going to have its own section, and we'll give it the 2 weeks to cure and check the behavior. There's been a bit of reports of this guy not having the greatest beading, being more of a sheeting type coating, whereas this beads quite well. So something I wanted to look at and just see how it goes, because they say this is a minimum 6 months, so everyone's been getting at least a year out of it. This one they say up to 12 months, so they're kind of saying the same durability, but I've read like a few comments about this not being that durable, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. Obviously that's going to have to go on the car for a long-term test and probably put it with this and maybe something else in there, see how they do. But for now we will using the test panel just to test beading and a little bit of chemical resistance stuff, just to see, because this one can stand up to quite a few chemicals and last. But anywho, let's get them both applied to this guy, and then we will start the countdown on 2 weeks to see how long they last. Smells like their tar remover. Pours like it too. So we're just going to do the insides of these sections because I don't care about this. This is more even and equal. It spreads nicely. It's already evaporating. I don't know if you can see that up there, but not too shabby. Just flip it over and buff it off. Do a little check here. Yeah, it's definitely degreased. So wipe off my finger grease again. Buff it off. This side I've already degreased with an IPA mixture, so don't need to do that. And it's interesting too, because these are both around the same price, and they come with kits with a bunch of goodies. This guy's applicator, I've already used one, and it's already packed it in because it hardens. I am going to be applying these with cotton swabs because you can, and I can test without wrecking nice applicators how and if they harden. I know this one hardens. I don't know about that one, so I want to check that, because a lot of the other ceramic spray coatings do not harden. I think CMX actually crystallizes a bit, but most of the other guys, unless you're getting something that's really high solids, they don't harden. So I want to test that on this guy, and that's why I have these. Now, I have not read through the extremely large manual, but yeah, so your typical coating application. So we'll get 2 cloths ready for buffing off. Then I'll start with this guy. That's one way to do it. No. The hell? There we go. The lid's stuck in there. Okay, -1 point for Autoglym. Goody, okay, get that out. Now that I've nearly ruined this thing, I hope that lid goes back on. No, it's not wanting to stay in there. That is a problem. You seeing this? How am I supposed to apply this without making an absolute mess? Autoglym, get your shit figured out here. Wow, that is very disappointing. But here we go. Straight lines. It's nice and slick loose. Wow, I cannot believe that lid broke. They use that type of lid on every freaking product. EGP, tar remover, they're all the same. I'll probably put this on a tad thick, but it can flash for longer. Yeah, that's so bizarre. Let's see what this is. Tighten down. Goody. So that's borked. Oh well. Moving on. No, this is not new by any stretch of the means, as you can see by the spillage. I better go wipe that off. Yeah. So yeah, this one definitely turns solid. It is, and it does harden in its applicator. So compared to the Autoglym, it is much grippier to apply. I'm finding it. That one, you know, was nothing. It didn't have any resistance whatsoever, which I find interesting. Not many ceramic coatings are super slick to apply and don't buff slick immediately. They like that, to leave that for toppers. Seeing as this is exactly how I remember applying it, definitely means that it's still okay. I think my bottle's about a year old. Everything in the garage here got cooked from the heat waves that were lovely and going around everywhere, but such is life, as they say. There. Yeah, so slick to apply. We will be keeping these. I mean, I know what this one's going to do, but the preparation thing seems fine. It's easy to use. You can see it is starting to bubble. And this guy here is ready, because this one's pretty much ready right after you apply it. So buff that and buff the Autoglym. It's pretty warm today too, so neither of these are going to take much time. Yes, there's that lovely buff off. Yeah, this stuff isn't super easy to buff. They give you a microfiber in the kit as well. There's 2 applicators, but store especially, you're gonna need more than one. The applicator will last though, but you gotta soak it right away. Mine didn't get soaked right away. I thought I got it in water, but it was too late and it hardened up. So, yeah. Anyway, there goes that one. Sure it's hard doing this when something gets flopping around. Yeah, looks fine. And then on to the Autoglym. Something tells me this is not going to be grippy like that one. Not at all. As a matter of fact, it's smeary, so I'm gonna just buff that around and let it sit for a second. See if it gets any better. So I'm pretty sure I put it on a bit too thick, and they do warn you about that, so fair play to them. Oh, that goes buffs off nice there. Yeah, so put it on thick, you'll be spreading it and buffing it a lot. But overall, that was quite pleasant. It is slick. So besides the bottle or floating, that is much nicer to use. And we'll see if it hardens in the we'll see if it hardens on the applicator. If it doesn't harden on the applicator, I have to question everything I know about ceramic coatings. It is just literally a buzzword at that point. But yeah, both these products target the same buyer. Autoglym is exclusively sold only in one store in Canada, which is Canadian Tire, or Cambodian Tire, as some people like to call it. This is sold at most online retailers. You might be able to get it on Amazon. I haven't really looked that hard, but pretty easy to get your hands on them. They're both right around the same price. This is mid 70s, this is 70. You do get more kit with Autoglym, so fair play to them. You do get an applicator, which looks like this. It is different from the one that they sell individually to go with their waxes and stuff. It has a suede surface, which I can only imagine makes spreading this out extremely nice. The unfortunate thing, if it does harden, that means this thing is a one-time use. So that kind of sucks. They also give you two cloths. This one is for spreading around the prep, and this is for buffing off the coating. So I imagine that should be enough to do a car if you apply it sparingly like they ask you to. But other than that, yeah, it is July 13th at 10:20 p.m. And that is where we're gonna wrap this up, because this has to cure now for a good chunk of time before I can really do anything with it. In case you're wondering, these are tow hook covers off of Land Rovers. I happen to have a bunch of them through my work, so they're painted to a OEM spec, and I've polished this one. The other ones I have two are all been polished. I have more pieces coming, black plastic trim, so I'm gonna start testing out gloss and filling on those, because they're super telling in that regard. If you guys wanted to see, and looking up close there, you know, it's yeah, not too shabby. Boy, there's gonna be a lot of editing in this video. Yeah, overall, nice to use. Nice packaging. The packaging is downright swanky. Priced fairly competitive. You get 100 mils of product. If you use it sparingly, you might be able to get 2 or 3 cars out of that if you know how to be gingerly with it. Easy to work with. Not too smelly. Like, I sniffed them right up close and I didn't find either of them to be all that smelly. So yeah, pretty good. But the bottle crapping out there was kind of disappointing. So hopefully that doesn't make it too too brutal to use in the future, because I do want to use it more, especially if it does okay. But yeah, this is just going to be chemical testing, so not really going to tell you that much about real world durability, as I've discussed a lot, but should be interesting. This guy I know is a bomb, and it's a great product, but it is not user friendly, which is an interesting omission on a entry level light coating. You think, like, yes, you don't have to wait for it to flash, you can put it on and buff it. I have seen it flash a bit after you wait 30 seconds, but it is not easy to remove, and it is extremely grippy. If you don't know what you're doing, you think you've done something wrong, because every time you think of waxing and coating and stuff, you think things are going to get slick, but it does not. It is a grabby product, and it's grabby after it cures. It does need to be topped with spray detailers and stuff to make it slicker, but it does last on its own, no problem. So, good product. We'll see about this guy. I'm excited to continue monkeying around with it. I don't even know if I'm going to put it on a full car, especially with a broken top, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching and listening to me ramble, but I've been wanting to do this test for a very long time, so yeah, anyway, we'll update this in 2 weeks where we start playing with water and some chemicals. Alright, thanks. Bye-bye.